What's up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages? How are you doing? Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Okay, so trailer rebuild part 2. Show you where I'm at. So got the deck on, all welded in. I sandblasted the whole trailer. I've still got to go through. I tried to scrape off all the reflective tape, but I got some decal remover that I'm gonna put on that. I got to tape off these lights, and once again, like some adhesive remover for these decals. I didn't go crazy with the sandblasting. I mainly just got off all the loose stuff, all the loose paint and everything. These decals back here were a real pain. But anyway, so like I said, I got to tape off a couple lights, and kind of, I don't know if you can see it for the sun, but so a little bit, still got to drop the hitch out. I'm gonna do that before I paint it. You can kind of see over there a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna prime the whole thing, but I'm gonna skip this one top rail up here, because this is where I'm gonna weld my deck to. Like I said, my deck's gonna sit up here, so it's gonna be flush like that, going back with a metal deck. And yes, still gonna have a wood dovetail, just because it's fine, there's no holes in it, so I'm not going through the trouble of replacing it right now. When it gets holes in it, then I'll do the same thing back here that I did up there. I'll cut the 2 rails out and move it up, okay? But yes, it's gonna have a wood floor and a metal floor, okay? I'm completely okay with that. All right, that wood floor back here is fine, so I'm not worried about it. I need to get this trailer back in service, start hauling logs on it again. So that's just what's gonna happen. The trailer, the serial tag, that came from the factory, I'm gonna cover it up, tape it off. Real quick, let me show you. Oh, yes, I'm gonna show you real quick my air compressor setup, because the sandblaster and the spray gun require a lot of air. I don't have a shop. I do all my maintenance and everything in my driveway. I don't have some ginormous 3-phase air compressor, okay? I want a shop, don't get me wrong, love one. Just, I got too much money out there right now. I need to get some back, and then, then I can drop a couple $100,000 on a shop once I get some stuff paid for. I have ran this spray gun on a single 27-gallon air compressor, but it stresses the air compressor because it has to run all the time, and you can only spray for 5 or 10 minutes, and then you have to stop and wait for the air compressor to charge back up. So, forewarning, my garage is a mess. I made some changes to my air compressor system to make it better. So here's the sandblaster, which requires a ton of air. I'd have to sandblast for maybe about 5-6 minutes, and then wait for the air compressor to catch back up on this gauge. Water separator here on the sandblaster. I also put a water separator here on my air compressor. This is a Harbor Freight 27 gallon, 200 PSI, 1.6 horsepower air compressor. Okay, now, what is this? You are asking. Okay, well, this is my old air compressor that I ran that same spray gun off of this air compressor. Okay, but I have replaced this motor twice, and I'm tired of replacing this motor. So, I bought the Harbor Freight air compressor, but this motor leaks and it won't build air. So I crimped off this line for right now. I'm eventually just going to plug it down here where it comes in. But essentially, I'm using this. This doesn't run. I'm using this as a storage tank for air. So as you can see, it's got 40 psi in it, because I've got it plumbed in to this air compressor. So when this air compressor charges up, it charges this tank, and it also charges that tank. Well, today I found a good deal on this air compressor. This is a 1.8 horsepower, 155 psi, 1.8 running horsepower, whatever, 30 gallon air compressor that runs just fine. It was some old stock that the store had. Got it for 350 bucks. I think it was a great deal. This one also cost $350 brand new from Harbor Freight. So, and I've got this one plumbed into this air compressor. That's where this hose is. So this is the 30 gallon. This is the 26 gallon Bostick that doesn't run. It's just a storage tank. So 26 gallons, 27 gallons, that's 53 gallons, if my math is correct, and 30 gallons. So that's 83 gallons of capacity of air. Okay? All coming out this one hose right here. So when you run the spray gun, let me get back here. So when you run the spray gun, like I told you, my garage is a mess. I got to clean up in here. We just cleaned out one of the closets in the house, and half the stuff in the closet was mine, so it came in here. So when you run this air compressor right here, or when you run whatever I've got, the spray gun or whatever, it pulls from all three of these. Okay? Or if I unhook that one and leave these two hooked up, then this one will pull from this one. And when that one cuts on, it charges that tank and this tank. With all three of them hooked up, when that one cuts on and that one cuts on, it charges, that one charges that tank, that one charges that tank, and then both of those charge this tank. So you've got 83 gallons of capacitance to pull from. Then the pressure regulators are keeping all the same pressures. They're all at about 155. So 155, 130-ish is whatever that one's set at. That one's 130-ish. There's 150 right there. If it charges up, it goes to 155. So you have, like I said, you have all the same pressure, but the air compressor has a lot more volume to pull from. Instead of having 27 gallons of volume, it has 83 gallons of volume. And instead of pushing, so that's 90 psi. This one is 5.7 SCFM. And I don't know what this is 5.1 SCFM at 90 psi. So at 90 psi, theoretically, you can add both of those together. So 5.1, 5.7, that's 10.8. 10.8. Okay. So that's what I did. Then when I'm done spray painting this trailer, I've got another project, and I'm going to take that other air compressor to my other shed put it in there and use it as an air compressor up there, and I'll still have the one in my garage that I can use down here. So that's the story on the air compressor. Linking them together like that, I can run it longer out here, and it does. The air compressors in here, they don't take as long to charge up, and they don't have to work as hard. That's why I did it. Okay, and I needed another air compressor anyway for the shed. So let me get these taped off and get those. See if I can get that reflective adhesive stuff removed, and then I'm gonna be back and we'll start painting. Okay, so 4 ounces per gallon. Okay, 128 ounces. So if you do the math, that's 1 ounce to every 32 ounces. 20 ounce. Okay, so 31, 32, but this is 20, so if I put close to 20 in here, yeah, 3/4 of an ounce sounds pretty good. That's me taking a swag at that math. And for anybody who doesn't know what a swag is, you can Google that. Swag, SWAG, swag. So yeah, 19 1/4 something ounces of paint, 3/4 of an ounce of paint thinner. Alrighty. Caution, danger, something, coupler, hitch, trade, safety, change. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Yep. Got all that, yep. See what it says. Hey, we're all safe. See, there's no danger or anything now. It's good. Get another little bit on there. I still got to take this hitch off. I still haven't done it. I don't know why. All right, there we go. I'm gonna hold off on painting those until I take the hitch off. So, yeah. Yep. Gonna put some more reflective tape over that. Spray gun is not. It's not spraying real thick. Gotta mix that up real good. Mix that up, maybe good now. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Okay, so that's the first coat done. That was 3/4 of a gallon of paint. The air compressors did good. They ran pretty much the whole time, but I didn't have to stop any and let them catch up like it was with the Sandblaster and just the one air compressor running and the one spare tank. With 2 of them running and the spare tank, they kept, I checked the pressure, they kept, you know, 120, 130 pounds of pressure just about all the time. And then they could catch up while I was refilling the paint cup. So, yeah. Oh, if you're wondering why I didn't go with like just a bigger air compressor, like why didn't you just get a bigger air compressor? Well, these run on, you know, 120. I wanted to keep it that way. I've only got one 240 outlet in my, out here in my garage shop, whatever you want to call it. So I didn't want to do that, and I don't have 3-phase power to my house, so, you know. Plus, I don't want a ginormous air conditioner, like a big shop air conditioner in my garage. You know, I mean, I use this mainly for taking off tires or, you know, just whatever intermittent tools that I use. Very rarely do I have to spray paint or sandblast or whatever. It's just, you know, once every couple of years. So, there's that. Alright. Yeah, I painted the wood. I should have taped that off, but after I started, I wasn't really worried about it. I didn't paint all the wood, it just got a little overspray. So I definitely missed some spots. Like, yep, big spot over there. I'm not super worried about this rail because, like I said, that's where I'm gonna be welding, so I'm gonna have to go back and clean off wherever I weld on that. I just wanted to get one good thick coat down of primer across the whole thing. And so tomorrow morning before church, yep, and you know, like, I gotta spray the back side of the jack, you know. So yeah, definitely missed some spots, you know, like, I mean, obviously underneath that frame rail and stuff. But anyway, yeah. So like I said, tomorrow before church, I'm gonna come out here and do another coat of what, you know, 1/4 of a gallon. That's what I got left of that. And then once I put the deck on, I'll have to buy another gallon, you know, to do the deck and finish up any spots that I missed or any spots that need touched up or whatever. And then after church, I'll start with the wiring. You know, because I wanted to get the underside painted, which I'm not going to paint the underside the final color. It's going to stay primer. Sorry, I'm trying to keep y'all out of kind of the glare, but at least staying where y'all can see me. You know, I'm not going to paint the underside the final color. I'm only going to paint the outside the final color, because that primer's, I mean, paint wasn't cheap. Paint was, golly, 2 gallons of paint in that gallon of acetone or paint thinner or whatever. What is this? Xylene. That was over $200. So, and it's gonna get scratched the first time I put a log on it. You know, arm's getting tired. So, but I've been holding a paint gun for the past hour and a half, or whatever. So I got to clean that out, and yeah, then I'm gonna start wiring. But I wanted to get the underside. I wanted to get everything primered before I started wiring. So maybe y'all won't be. Yeah, let me get y'all like not so close to my face. Oh, alrighty. That's gonna wrap it up. So hey, it's 8:30. It'll be 9 o'clock by the time I get this paint gun cleaned out. So as always, hey, Jesus loves you, and deuces, homies.